Ground red 5.
Red 5, ground.
Ground red 5 here, 872, that's 881.
Red 5, proceed on Charlie, hold short runway 31.
And I'm inside, Charlie, let's go to 183.
I do believe we are up and running. Only thing that I have to do here is set up pushback. Should have did that beforehand. Do you want to request pushback? Yes.
69er, taxi Bravo, tower 1183 over train. Command 06 Bravo 2 is approved, break Encore 3237, taxi Alpha Oscar. Alpha Oscar.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Southwest X560 at executive, ready for taxi.
Wind Carmel, coming to your 69er, taxi Bravo Alpha, contact tower 1183, home in charge.
Bravo Alpha, 82, short break.
Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Ground at 1485, Alpha 4, short Alpha for 17.
Mission 1485, Roger, just continue holding short of Alpha.
So today's flight is from Gibraltar to Southampton. It's a 2.5 hour ride. I'll probably be up stretching my legs every now and then in between. I get a little stiff sitting here, even though this is the best seat in the house. Well, these are. A gentleman requested this flight the other day, so I figured I'd give it a run. And it would be nice if we can get rid of these menus from GSX so it runs direct. And next it's going to ask me for left or right, and I'm going to have to put that in. There you go. And I want nose left. Yes, nose left. We have 9.
Release parking brakes.
Oh, who's calling? Oh, I think my wife got it. All right. Then it's not for me. All right, let's get that clock going. And let's get the brake released.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Pack switch is off. Anti-collision light is on, and we are going to start number 2. And today is yet another good day for the flight deck. I have a couple of items that I've gotten straightened out. One of them was, well, actually both of them are pretty big. For those of you that have been following along with my, yeah, you notice that stutter in the front? It's because I don't have the third monitor up. So I'm not worried about that. But the big thing is, I was getting this sort of a back and forth motion whenever I would start moving the aircraft. And I noticed that it happened in the air as well. And I believed that it was scenery loading from the internet, and I just wasn't able to keep up. As it turns out, that wasn't the case. The reason for that surging that was going on was coming from FS Realistic in the engine vibration category, which really just didn't look good at all. So,
set parking brakes. Waiting your confirmation for good engine start.
let me give him that too. See, it would be nice if all this was able to just be done without menus. Good engine start.
We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Let me bring up window 3 in the center now.
Okay, we check. We'll follow company. We'll take full length for now. Get back to you guys. 3-4. That's 3-4 full length. Okay.
So removing those engine vibrations should get rid of all of that surging that was going on, even on approach, because it was coming from the vibrations in that computer program. So I haven't checked in the air yet, but on the ground, you'll see as I start to taxi, I don't get that.
Unlocking gear.
We'll just start heading right on out without that stutter. And two, for the longest time, I have not been able to use AGC, that accelerated graphics from Navigraph or Windows, wherever it comes from.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
And alright, we're good here, we're good here, we're good here. You're close, we're good here. We're starting number 1. And for the longest time, I couldn't get AGC to work at all. Whenever I ran MS 2020, it would load up to the main screen. I'd select an airport, and boom, crash the desktop. Log file was useless. There was basically nothing there that helped me at all. And I didn't realize that I took an update from MS 2020, and it must have changed my DLSS file because it was back to 2.4. I went to NVIDIA and downloaded their latest DLSS 3.5, put that in instead of 2.4. Lo and behold, AGC is up and running now as well. So I now have those little surges gone, and I'm now going to get the benefit of the added frames that DLSS allows me to put in. So I'm hoping that this is going to be a real smooth flight.
73 ground, runway 20.
My voice is kind of so-so, so for this 2.5-hour flight, I may not be doing all that much talking. Alright, let's head on out. And let's see, you're up. You get, sure we're good to get on out of here. Alright, give me you.
329 ground, roger, runway 20, taxi via Bravo, contact Charlie Shore on 183.
Bravo to the end, then over to town cross station.
ETA and auto recall. And before taxi, let's see. Exterior lights as needed, we are good there. APU is needed, it's off. Master caution recall, we're clear. Flaps are set for takeoff. Transponders TA auto, weather radar is auto, flight controls are free and clear. And how about we go right to tower here. And we're going to be coming down here, making a U-turn, so let's just go. Let them know. And we'll get that going once we get down to the end. You notice that surging is gone. We just kind of pull straight on out now. That is great. And, yep. Verified. There's another airport. If I've been to it, I don't remember being here. I may have done some fooling around here, but I don't think I've done a to and fro out of this airport. Wow, that's massive. So I think this is probably going to be the smoothest ride I've ever had in MS 2020 coming up right now. We've got window 3 up. Here's the road that runs right down the middle of the runway. How crazy is that? tell you, the airport's rather nice, if that's default, because I didn't add anything. The cruise ships are in, huh? Nice touch. Let's make sure we're good to get out of here. Lights, engine, start selectors. You're up. Let me get my clock going. You're on TARA. Attendants notified. Exterior lights, engine start selectors, auto throttle, transponder, TARA, auto, parking brake release 40%. We're on our way. Beautiful view. I'm hoping these charts are working for you here. Wow, that's a bit close to the edge. Whoa. That's pretty cool right there. The view out that window right there. Oh, man. %. We're good. Later, Gibraltar. I get a piece of the rock on the way back.
Airspeed's alive.
Check. Throttle hold. Feel those winds are pushing. Gear up. Flaps 1. Don't need that anymore. How we zoom in here? Now I'm going to check to see if that surgeon is gone as we go along here. It should be. You can have it. And flaps up. Hey Jackson, how's it going? You just caught me. We just left Gibraltar. We're heading on up to Southampton. And I think I fixed a couple of issues last night. I had that surgeon issue fixed from FS Realistic. It was coming from the engine vibrations. And I have accelerated graphics fixed with updating the DLSS file from Navigraph. So I'm hoping there's going to be a nice smooth run. It was there. Yeah, there wasn't any. I didn't think so. Yeah, done that. Let's not go that far back, shall we? This is probably one of the longer flights that I've done in a while. We have over 1,000 miles to go. 1,046. It's about a 2.5 hour ride. Oh, did I? Not surprising. I put an M on the end, didn't I? Southampton. Southampton. And there's a space in there. And that's 10,000. Pressurization panel looks pretty good, considering my gauges aren't working yet. I just want to make sure I keep looking up and checking them because I don't want to develop any bad habits. That's definitely in range now. And we've got flight level 360 today, so we'll be at 36,000. And I made sure I had live weather set up before we even began today. Yeah, all in one word, yeah, and I have to get rid of that M on the end. Yeah, once we get it cruise, I'll go fix the typos. And we're going to 070. Beautiful. Beautiful view. I think this will probably be one video that I'm going to go back and really take a look at and see just how good the ride is as far as stutters and that surging that was going on, see if it's completely eliminated. I really haven't noticed any, but I've been doing a lot of stuff, so that doesn't mean that it didn't happen. So it should definitely be better, though. Oh, we're going to get a little bit of rain on the way in. That's not too bad. Well, it can't be any worse than the setup I had the other night. Coming into, what was I coming into? What was it? Was it Bristol? I had the weather set up for really bad because I was checking the lights and the minimums was 50, and I think the runway came into view the lights anyway at like 250 feet. So hopefully if it's just a light rain in Southampton, it won't be too bad. So we have another 85 miles at top of climb, 1,026 to go. Yeah, see, now we have winds up in here. We've got a 41 knot tailwind pushing us along. And it's pretty smooth, so they can run around. And that's 18. And monitor. Yes, yep. Altimeters to standard and monitor. And how about we switch over now? Oh, Istanbul, yeah, that was the ride? Yeah, that was one crazy approach. That was one crazy ride. This should be just about in range. Man, that was pretty great yesterday. I got the entire flight in before anybody from the family showed up for dinner. That was rather nice. And they went home at like 10:30. So I was able to come back in here and set up today's flight last night. And today I just had to come in, look at the weather, and that was it. So made this one a little bit easier getting in. And there's really not much to see out the front there. Let me give you that map. See if that's working. Is that working? It don't look like it's working to me.
Just 957.
Where are my old man glasses here?
EGHI 9401, trying to take by Charlie 2 to Bay 2 Bravo.
Okay. Let's see if that pops.
Just a 957, taxi by Charlie 1, 45 Bravo 2. Okay, 145 Bravo 2, just a 957.
Okay, that's pretty much updated now. And let me go fix the text. Alright, I think that's fixed. And hopefully that map is working as well. Oh, hey, Craig. Cool toys. Yeah, I agree with you there, Craig. I love every minute I get to spend in this thing. Alright, that map looks like it's working there. A little close to the top, though. I wonder if I could bring that down some without screwing it up. I don't think so. It won't let me do it. Hopefully that'll stay in view. That's a pretty cool view. We go on to 24. And 17.2 on the fuel. Very good. And, oops, a little late running around on that. Hopefully the aircraft will stay in sight there. I made that screen a little bit too small, so it's not centered. Hopefully that won't roll off screen. Yeah, it looks like the whole thing is moving. Yeah, you know, my neighbors asked me, you know, we never see you. This is why. Yeah, that's staying on track. So we have 970 miles to go. Got 35 miles to top of climb. That should be in view now. And it's been a pretty cool ride. We'll be cruising at 36,000. Right now we're passing through, coming up on 31. And with a couple of problems that I fixed last night, I think today's going to be one of the better rides in the sim. So I wonder if I could grab that with the mouse and pull on it, maybe. Let me grab the mouse. I'll be right back. I think that should be centered a little bit better. And I think that's centered a little bit better. Now that I spell those right now. That pretty much puts us at cruise. And that's 26 minutes from the gate, 18 minutes from the runway. Not a bad climb out. Still over 900 some odd miles to go. Frequency jump, that's interesting. I've never seen that before. Let's bring you up now since that's all working. And what do we we cruising at here now? We're gonna bump that up. Mach 0.8. We were running at 770, but we're gonna kick it up a bit. And we got a 41 knot tailwind helping along as well, so hopefully that'll keep pushing us. So we have 776 miles to top of descent. 9:30 to go. And PMDG in 2020 performed beautifully. Yeah, we got a ground speed of 505 now. Now we're hoofing it. It's in range, and I don't need you anymore. The approach coming into Southampton is basically going to be straight in, more or less, from the direction that we're coming from. Which is going to be nice if we got some rain conditions going on there. Be nice if they clear up before we get there. We still have a ways to go. And then after this flight, I believe PMDG put out an update. I didn't put that one in yet. So I'm going to go back this up once this ride's done, and then maybe take a look at that.
Alright, we're throwing everything out here in American 956.
See, now I'm seeing a little bit of flicker, but it's not that surging stuff that's going on. Front looks smooth. Have to take a look at my settings now that I have AGC up and running. I may have to fool around with those. But that's definitely a stutter. That's not some type of surging that was going on from the other program. So I wonder if I could change this stuff on the fly. Bring you up again. I can't bring that up. Or can I? I might be able to bring that up. And then keep going. 3840, 2160. And that's on quality. What else is in there? FSR2. Let's try that. Let's go back to window 3. It's funny, I have to run an additional window to keep it smooth. Let's see what happens with that. We'll give that a go. And what are we looking at? Fuel 16 and 16. Perfect. 24, we're going to 4. Still looks like it's doing it. Looks like it's steady. You again, yeah. I wonder if it's a setting. I wonder if it's a setting. Let's put you back. That's on you. Let's kick up the monitor. Look at that. That looks the same. Alright. One more time and then that's a wrap. Move you over to balance to put you back to where you were. Apply. Back to window 3. Alright. We'll give that a shot. It looks like it's doing it anyway. How long till landing, Jackson? Oh, we got a couple of hours to go. We still have 878 miles to go, so and we're in just under 2 hours. No, I'm in the air already. What was that, Leo? Yeah, I'm in the air already. I'm already at cruise. We left the gate 35 minutes ago. Well, if it's not coming from these clouds, then I don't know where it's coming from. We'll try one more thing here. And if that don't work, well, I'm going to have to take a look at drivers next, maybe. Where'd you go? Where'd you go, yeah. Where are the clouds here? Volumetric clouds. We'll go to high instead of ultra. If that doesn't get rid of it, then I think it's a driver issue. That's it. The clouds on ultra. Nope, that ain't it. It's still doing it. Alright. May have to pull around with drivers and whatnot after this flight. No big deal. Listen, any question that gets asked, I'll answer the best that I can. I don't think any of them are stupid. Especially when you don't know the circumstances of the individual asking the question.
65 to the right. Eagle 52, 65, then you can cross 86, flight level 300. Affirmative. Clear, Eagle 52.
Hey Sky 173, how you doing? You caught us right at cruise. We just left the Gibraltar. Oh, we left the runway actually 30 minutes ago. And we're running on up to Southampton. Do have some flickers going on. I'm going to have to see if I can work that out. Because that's new. And I think it's associated with AGC. I just got to figure out the right setup.
Alpha Yankee Lima traffic 12 o'clock and 10 miles off tour exit at Airbus at 32, maintain almost 330.
And at morale, we should have 15.5 on the fuel. We're at 15.6. Pressurization panel and the temperature for them back there look fine. And that gives us an hour and 50 minutes into Southampton.
Charlie Golf, Clinic Bias, Victor, India, Yankee, Alpha, Papa, EGHI, AP, and then direct to Charlie, Romeo, Echo, rest of the change. Okay, Bias, SSTRE,
It's been pretty much an uneventful flight. And you know what? Since that's not doing anything with the clouds, we're going to put the clouds back to Ultra before I forget, and then don't put them back. I forget stuff very easily lately. Not good. Whoops, not medium. We want Ultra. Actually, I just got to do that. Low end, medium, high end, Ultra. Apply. Resume. And give me window 3. All right. Back to where I was. Oh yeah, these type of cruise flights. The only thing that would make it even better is if it was like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. The wife was in bed. And everything was nice and dark. And yeah. Nice, mellow flight, uneventful. You know, nothing going on weather-wise. Although there is some rain in Southampton right now. Hopefully that'll blow through before we get there.
Denver 15 Charlie, after Carter, put at Marcy, M-A-R-C-Y, the direct resident, Carter, Marcy, resident.
I do find myself doing a ton of sightseeing now. Something I've never done in flight sim before. And I've been flight simming since before the internet. So I've been doing this for a long time. And it's usually either from point A to point B, or I'm doing some beta testing, checking hardware, upgrading, things like that. Never found myself actually just looking out the window and enjoying the scenery until MS 2020. It's amazing. Get to see places in the world that I'm never going to see myself getting there. That's for sure. The next best thing to being there, I would imagine. And it's pretty cool. Looking forward to 2024 and see what that's going to bring to the mix. Yeah, I hear you. When I first started trying to get these flight controls under control, it was a bit of a pain. I then was contacted by a gentleman named Alex on one of the flight sim forums, and he sent me a whole bunch of edits for a few config files, and I played around with that and some of my settings, and I've got it dialed in pretty nice now. I mean, it's nowhere near as nice as X-Plane and the Zebo mod, but it is far superior to what it was. So, and I think I have a link down there to the settings. It may not be in this one because I just put this one up now. I'm gonna go see if I can find that link, and I'll add it down in the bottom again. Yes, guy, nowadays, the scenery we have now, yeah, my first simulator, it was stick figures and 4 colors. I'll never forget. And then we had a little Red Baron area where you had to stay within this square area if you wanted to do a little bit of dogfighting. Way back when. I don't know if that stuff's worth any money, but I have a whole bunch of it. The 5 1/4 inch diskettes, the books, the boxes, all of it. And then when we upgraded to the 3 1/2 inch, the solid little diskette drives, I have all that stuff too, from Sublogic and everybody else. But back then, that's when Bruce Arthwick was the man. He's the guy that got the ball rolling, and then Microsoft purchased it from him, and they took it from there. The rest is history. But man, I have a ton of stuff. I should go through it and see just exactly what's in there, because there's a ton of stuff, and I've got boxes and boxes of Tupperware of all that stuff. That's back when you used to get a manual with the stuff that you bought. And I mean manuals. You got a book, a thick book back then with some of this stuff. It was pretty cool. But it's so much easier now. You don't have to go to the store and pick something off the shelf. You can download it. It's a lot more convenient, even with the PDF files. What's up, Jet Driver? How's it going? You caught me mid-flight. I'm on my way into Southampton. We left Gibraltar. Ooh, just about 45 minutes ago we were out of the gate. Got a few things worked out with the flight deck, so that's good. But I do have a flicker going on here I have to work out now that I'm using, well, now that I have AGC working, that graphics add-on from Windows. So, but if that's going to be an issue, I may have to just turn it off. We'll see. Oh, the floppy disk? Oh, when I first started, my first computer was an IBM 8086 computer, and they had full height drives in them. The drives were this big and this wide, just for the floppy disk that went in. You had a big handle that came down. It was amazing. I may even have some of them sitting around here in a drawer that aren't that important. We're going to 315. And we've got 640 miles at top of descent, and we're on to 800 to go. 794. Yeah, I picked up a whole bunch of stuff. I have some helicopter flight sims, was it Apache 64, Sublogic ATC, whole ton of stuff. I think in all my flight years, you know, sitting on a desk, flying a desk, I guess you could say, I think this has to be the first generation that I've seen where there really is a great improvement, where software is finally catching up with hardware, which is great. For those that are just starting out with flight simulation, oh, you guys are in for a treat. Me, I'm coming up on the back end of it. So, but it really is cool that I get to see the transformation from stick figures to this. It's just amazing. What do we have? 6:31 to go. Let me go see if I can grab a disc. I'll show you what one of those floppies look like.
Delta 812, contact center 121.37 figure. Payment 200, traffic 1 o'clock, 10 miles southwest on Interior 178 down to exit at Papa 260, Maple 27. Same 270, looking for traffic, K-line sources. Going out front for service terminators, contact radio 12 on X point right there. It's well for them. Directly 1475, 6 squad estimate for your touchdown to Mach 2. Alright, squad 039, 79, and 370. For 1475, you say Mach 79 increase. 79 increase, 1475. Center 121.37 figure. 437.
Oh, I found pay dirt. These go way, way back. I don't know if the camera's going to pick that up. Hopefully it will. This is, let's see. I need my old man glasses here so I can read these. Didn't need them years ago. Microsoft Flight Simulator for the IBM Personal Computer and Compatibles for the Personal System 2 series. Copyright 1982-1988, version 3.0. And that's the floppy disk. And I had a ton of flight sim stuff in here. Aside from that, Microsoft Flight Simulator. Oh, here's Flight Assignment ATP. I don't know if those of you remember this program from SubLogic for the IBM Tandy and Compatibles. Yeah, look, I got a 2.5-hour ride. I can run down memory lane, huh? ATP Flight Assignment. Oh, TRACON. Here's another program that I had. TRACON. These are the additional voice files that came with it. Look, it even has the aluminum tab on it still. What else is in here? TRACON 2. This was the upgrade version that came out after the first one. That was pretty cool. What else is in here? Gunship. I don't know, for you old timers, you may know this one. Gunship 2000. Another floppy disk setup. There's some old stuff in here. What was that all about? We just get a weather update? Get them back in their seats for now. What else is in here? Flight sim stuff. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Starflight 2. Starflight. Wings of Fury. Here's Gunship. The sticker doesn't even want to stay on there anymore. From Micro Pros. A lot of great stuff in here. You could probably get this stuff now fly it online. More than likely. Wings of Fury from Borderbund. What else is in here? Flight Sim. There's a ton of stuff in here. Lunar Explorer. Whole ton of flight stuff. Space Shuttle Tracker Program. I purchased way back when. And for you software designers from way back when, what do we have here? Mallet software, sound graphics and aircraft upgrade. And scenery design for DOS systems version 4.0. This is going back before Windows. That's amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. Where are we here? Red Storm Rising. Well, that's a submarine game. Then I had Ace of Aces. I don't know if you remember that one. That's another oldie but goodie for the IBM PC, XT, and AT for the Tandy 1000 computer. Very old. Wonder if I can have an old computer, I'd be able to boot these things up and run them. The Hunt for Red October, SDI. And then there's a whole bunch of Sierra games in here. DEFCON 5. I don't know if any of you remember that one. That's another oldie for the IBM PC or XT. Thunderblade. Wow, I remember this one. Another oldie. Man, for the Sega. What else we have in here? DEFCON. Battlehawks 1942. Another oldie but goodie. Project Space Station. There's a lot of Sierra games in here. Police Quest, Space Quest, Space Quest 2, Space Quest 3. Mario Andretti's Racing Track. Wow, winter games. That's pretty much it. And then, that's just the 5 1/4 inch stuff. Then there's also the 3.5 inch, the little hard diskettes. Have those as well. Whole ton of those. Oh yeah, so you've never even seen any of these DOS. I know, right? Yikes for DOS, yeah. I think when I first started, it was DOS 2.1 or 2.0 when I first started using it. That was back when the computer came with nothing but BASIC in it. Green monochrome screen, and you had the function keys on the bottom. They didn't do much back then. It's amazing what they can do now, though. You see, the weather's cleared up, and there's still that constant little ticking going on. There's got to be something going on with the drivers, maybe, because the weather's fine now. Nowhere near pushing the data I was a little while ago, and it hasn't changed. So I'm sure it's fixable because I didn't have that in the past. So DOS 3, yeah. Yeah, I remember when Windows first came out, people started using Windows 3.1, and you asked them, you know how to use a computer? Yeah, I know how to use a computer, because they were used to using Windows now. And you give them a DOS prompt, and it's like, well, what the heck is that? So I thought you know how to use a computer, man. Don't you know how to use DOS? They're like, no, I don't know that. You had your internal commands, your external commands. Yeah, it was crazy back then. Tracon, yeah, that program was pretty cool. Gunship 2000, yep. There was some pretty great programs back then. And I have a couple of boxes of 3-inch diskettes. Big boxes like this, full of them. And that was back when these were what, 360K on them? On each one of these? And then we found out when the new drives came out that if you, that notch that was here, if you cut another notch on the other side, you could write on the other side of the disc, and it doubled the amount of memory that you had. Same thing with the those little hard 3¼ inch discs. You cut a little notch. I cut a whole bunch of them with scissors. They weren't exactly straight, but they doubled the memory of the diskettes just by cutting that little notch on the side. It was pretty cool. But the little ones, they were 720 and they went to 1.44. Didn't hold much data at all compared to today's standards. Back then, on BASIC, the BASIC screen had the function keys. Yeah, they were printed on the bottom of the screen. When you first turned it on and you were running just the BASIC program, that's all you saw until you put the DOS disk in. Then you put the DOS disk in, and if you ran DOS and you weren't running the BASIC program, then you got like basically a C prompt when it was done booting up, and then you would run your program. That was many, many moons ago, man. That was a long time ago. And then they went to CDs, right? And then they went to DVDs, which held more. I don't know if they ever used Blu-ray to store data. I did for storing data, but I don't know if they put any programs on there. Not sure, because they held a lot of data. Well, we're going to be over the water. Let's see, where are we now? We still have a ways to go. Should be able to see on that map where we are, and you'll see where the water's going to pop up before we head on over. If I zoom all the way out, it still shows me here. So we still have a little ways to go before we hit the water, Jackson. Bring it out even further, I think. Oh, if we bank a left, yeah. Yeah, my first computer, the only reason why I purchased my first computer was it was a good buy. I was just a kid working in the gas station back then, and a friend of mine was working for a company in Manhattan, in New York, and the company was going under, and they had like 10 or 12 computers that were just sitting around, the old IBM 88s, and he grabbed a few of them, and I purchased it because it was a great buy at $500 back then. I paid $500 for that 8088. Came with the monitor and the computer itself. That's the only reason why I bought it. I didn't even have to turn it on when I first got it home. Meanwhile, there was a big red button on the side. Go figure. And then from there, I started playing, and I learned a little bit of BASIC. Moved on to DOS rather quickly, and then from DOS we went on to Windows. And that was pretty much it. So we got another 24 miles to ZMR. We should have 13.4 on the fuel. We're at 13.7 right now, so we're looking pretty good. We've got 520 miles at top of descent, 674 to go. Yeah, there was some pretty good times back then. And some of these programs were really cool because they were pretty much state of the art when they first came out. When I got them in the machine and started playing with them, the Apache 64 and some of the other ones, I was like, whoa. I could see how the kids of today were getting lost in their iPhones with all the graphics and stuff, because back then that stuff was pretty cool. Because before that, basically, well, we had the Atari with a little ball that went back and forth with a little white paddle. You know? Pretty pitiful. We've certainly come a long way. I should take all these diskettes and put them back in the boxes and match them all up. I have to get all those Tupperware boxes down from the attic. The one good thing is it's pretty cool up there. And there's a dehumidifier that takes everything out, so I'm not worried about the material. But my nephews will probably find that after I'm gone. And either decide that either it's worth money, try and sell it, or they'll throw it in the garbage. Unfortunately. Yeah, exactly. That 8088, yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's amazing to me. If you look at how quickly we progressed, it makes me wonder if we didn't have a little bit of help. Because prior to this big boom, I mean, it was pretty much nothing for a long period of time. So, either a couple of very smart individuals were finally born, or we had a little bit of help somewhere along the way. 353 is coming up. And the fuel, 13.4, we're at 13.4, right on the money. So we are looking good. And we probably have another hour and a half to go. Nice and clear out there. And yet that little bit of flicker is still there. I think maybe the first thing I'm going to take a look at is FS Realistic and make sure nothing else as far as movement is turned on there, because it might be coming from there as well. So right now we're what? We're an hour and 6 minutes out of the gate. And yeah, about an hour and a half to go. Thanks for stopping by, Sky, man. I always appreciate the company, my friend. Enjoy your dinner. .1003, yeah, I believe that's what you know what? Let me see if that's changed. Can I bring that up here? I don't think I can. Oh, I think it's on his computer. I didn't put it on the computer, did I? Let me move that over. I want to take another look at that paperwork.
American 372, just maintain level 240. Maintain track level 240, American 372.
Alright, let me put this up here.
3652 that are welcome and say the event update. Yeah. Thank you.
Oh.
372 contact center 123.75.
See if I can give you that screen.
1947 contact center 135.32.
Without screwing this up.
And then 4660 is in a row.
And now let me see if I can see it. 2320. Yep, that's the same. 11,999. And we can dump that. Thanks, Black Knight, man. I'm glad you stopped by. Always enjoy the company, man. Yeah, who knows? You know, as quickly as this stuff has grown, I wouldn't be surprised. And then again, I don't trust the government as far as I can throw them, so if it's in their best interest, that's what they're going to tell you. That's what I believe, anyway. All right, 13. We should have 12.9 on the fuel. We're at 13 right now. We're looking good. All right, I'm going to go grab a drink. I'm going to put those diskettes back, and I will be right back. Alrighty. And 353, we're good. We are good. What'd I miss? Oh, I'm glad you found the channel too. I always enjoy the company when I'm up here, especially when I can't sleep at night. If my breathing's keeping me up or my back or something, and I have to do a treatment, it's nice having a little bit of company when you're sitting here, especially late at night. Yeah, I'll grab my shower after I'm done. Yeah, more than likely. I tell you, as these components get smaller and smaller, you can fit a lot more on a board. So far, this has been a beautiful, uneventful flight, man. Another good one. And you can see the clouds are pretty much gone now, so the demand is definitely less on the system. And that little flicker is still there. I wonder, can I look at FS realistic and still run the sim at the same time? I wonder. Let me move this over here so you don't see it. But I do. No, you might see. Whoa. We get a weather update here? Gotta go look at that, see if we got a weather update. That was a big jump. And now we got a 51 knot headwind. Should be just about in view. Alright, now let's see what's going on here. Everything that's got motion here. Movement. Dump that. Turbulence and Mains on touchdown shouldn't be a problem. Toilet flush. Why would you even put that in here? Someone was bored putting this program together. Movement disabled. Disabled. I can stay up. Stall buffet. Speed brake drag. Speed over G. Low altitude turbulence. This effect is in beta. Landing applause is off. Wow, there's a lot of stuff in here.
U88 again for the half jump, direct half jump, and Angel 411. Perfect.
Alright, so all the sound, all of the movements in here are now off completely. And I'm still on window 3. And that looks smooth. Now we're over water though. I'll wait till we get on the other end, but it certainly looks smooth now. Be nice if that was it. Hey SRQ, how you doing? You running a United flight? That's what you're running right now? Yeah, I'm on my way into Southampton. Still have a ways to go though. We're over 500 miles still. 534 to go. And we've got 380 to top of descent. So, we're still cruising along. Nice. Yeah, you know, there's only one individual that I know of in my area, Mr. G, that's into flight simulation like this, and he has his own flight deck, and he makes mine look like child's play, believe it or not. His flight deck is absolutely stunning, made out of a real 737 aircraft that he had put in his garage. And I mean, this guy went through the manuals. If the manual says there's 10 pounds of pull on the yoke, there's 10 pounds of pull on the yoke. The gentleman, it's an extreme setup. Amazing. He's about an hour from my house, maybe, more or less. So, but he's not going to come up here to go in my right seat when he's got that down there in his house. That's for sure. Other than that, there's really no one. I mean, my wife will come in and fool around every now and then, you know, or when family's over, you know, for the holidays, they'll come in and break up the monotony of just sitting around a table chatting. And they'll come in and do a little bit of flying. But for the most part, there's really no one here other than myself. I haven't been on VATSIM in a while. My ID is 830306, but I haven't flown for a virtual airline in quite some time. I think the last one I flew for was American Virtual. And Pat, the gentleman out in California, that has a flight deck just like mine from Flight Deck Solutions, actually runs that particular virtual airline. Oh, Sarasota, yeah. Yeah, I think Boca's just a bit too far. And Lordy, we should have 11.2. We're at 11.7 right now, so we're looking pretty good. Still saving up my dollars. I'd like to get a motorized throttle quad added to the flight deck in the future. But the one from Flight Deck Solutions is a pretty penny. And it's worth every penny, I'm sure, as I have all their other equipment here. And it's over 8 years that I'm using this, and we're still up and running beautifully. The only thing that I've done is I've had to change a few parts in here, put some Hall effect sensors in here to replace them. They were worn out. That's it. The throttle quad I did on my own because I wanted backlighting. It didn't come with it. And I was having an issue with the little controller board that was in there, so I swapped that stuff out. Other than that, the deck has been flying great. Hardware is fantastic, so I have no problem ponying up that money for a motorized throttle quad. But two things. One, I really got to save my dollars to get it. Two, I need to make sure that it's going to work with MS 2020. You know, and it would be nice if it worked with X-Plane as well, the motorized function, anyway. A HUD, I don't know, because it's really tight in here. And for me to get the HUD box in there, it really depends on how big it's going to be. That's going to be the real issue. For me, and for as tight as it is in here, and I'm pretty clumsy nowadays. For me, it would be really great if they had some way where they can have the screen swing down this way and have the actual box, the projector, up front on my TV pointing down so I don't see it, but it'll actually show up here. But my understanding is that's not possible. So it has to be at a certain angle, certain direction, and meet up with that particular screen. So, and to put it right here, I'd have to be real careful coming in and out of the flight deck, that's for sure. And knowing me, I'd probably bop my head into it a few times, and then that would misalign it. I'd have probably nothing but issues, you know. But it is in the works. There is someone working on a 737NG HUD, if it hasn't been released yet. And again, my friend Pat out in California that has the same flight deck I have. He's been in contact with the gentleman. So it is in the works. But this time, Pat could be the guinea pig. I was a guinea pig when we took the throttle quads apart, put the backlighting in. I went first. This time he could be first with the HUD, and then we'll see how that works out. And if it works out great, then maybe I will add it. Especially if it's sturdy enough where if I tap into it with my head, getting in and out, it's not going to do anything to it. Then that would be a nice addition to the entire setup. What I was trying to do before I even heard that that was possible, the HUD, that someone was working on it, I wanted to try and set one up on a screen on my monitor, so when I'm in my position flying, that it was set up in a certain way where it would line up correctly, but I've not been able to find a way to do that. Right now the wind is showing 318 at 55. So wind's basically right here coming in at about 54 knots. The one on the right is stuck. Let's take a look here. Oh yeah, we should be, yeah, this is showing over the water. Why aren't you showing over the water? Oh, it is, but it's not showing here. That's interesting. Oh, there you go. Yeah, we're over the water now. Maybe when I went into the other screens, I must have did something to it. Let's see if I go back to my nav display if it freezes up again. Yeah, I had a nice 40-knot tailwind when we first started out, but now we're fighting it a bit. That should be in range. And coming up in Lottie, I said 11.2. Right now we're at 11.3, so we're looking good. 102. Oh yeah. Yeah, right now she's holding 54, 55. And she's going to swing around. As we make this turn, we're going to get a little bit of a help from it. Had a few people wanted to fly in, come down, do some flying. My wife is like, listen, I told you when you bought that thing, family members that come over are fine. People that we know here in the neighborhood that are friends, fine. I don't want people coming from all over the world, she told me. Man, she knows me like a book, man. She had me pegged even before I was even thinking about bringing it up.
Charlie, Victor Kilo 7070, contact center 14.7.
And we're looking at 46. And we've got 312 the top of descent, 464 to go. And we should have 7 when we get into Southampton on the fuel. Looking pretty good. Yeah, I started saving this for this flight deck a long time ago. When I first met my wife, I was actually flying, in the real world with the Cessnas. And when that came to an end because she was worried about me, doing something stupid, which wouldn't happen. I'm not that bad. At least not back then. Now I might not do it because I get a little freaking iffy here. I forget stuff easy. But I said, fine. I said, but if I'm going to give that up, then I need to start saving money for my own flight deck in the garage. And she nodded, yeah, thinking that, it was never going to happen. She'd never heard of anything like this before. And from that day forward, I started putting money away every week, saving for my flight deck. And over time, that money, wanted to burn a hole in my pocket and get stretched out across the nation. And I would go online and look at YouTube videos at people that had already, you know, set up a deck that I wanted to put together. And that would kind of get me refocused on, you know, not spending that cash. And I would save it. And I saved it and saved it. One of the reasons why I put my videos up. Hopefully someone that wants to do the same thing. It's got a jar of money sitting on the side. You know, a friend come up with something cool and they're thinking about, you know what, do I want to burn through that cash? You know, come in here, get refocused on what you really want. And hopefully you won't burn through that money. So, but yeah, I saved and saved and saved. And I told them when we come down here, because I was in New York. I grew up in Brooklyn. And when we moved down to Florida, I told my wife the garage is mine for the flight deck. She even agreed then. And this was after I'd been saving for a while. And after we moved and we were all settled in here, and I told my wife, listen, the car's going to have to go out in driveway in about 6 months. She's like, what are you talking about? And I says, I found a company for my flight deck. She's like, what? I said, yeah, Flight Deck Solutions. It's a company in Canada. They make turnkey setups. I says, come here, I just ordered this. I didn't even ask her. I said, I just ordered this. And I showed her the pictures. And no argument, no talk back, no mumbling under her breath, you know, no, you know, nasty dinner, nothing like that. That was it. She's just like, okay. And I think the lead time was maybe 6 or 8 months. I'm not sure what it was back then. And 8 months later, truck pulled up in front of my house. Guy got out with a freaking forklift and just delivered a whole bunch of boxes. And then myself, Steve, one of the co-owners in IT of Flight Deck Solutions, he flew down for a week. And Mr. G, the gentleman that I was telling you about that has his own flight deck, that's really set up sweet, he came over and lent a hand, and it took us a week to put this together. And that's how this was born. And I've been using it for the past 8+ years now. Over the years, oh Lord, I have no idea. I mean, I could probably guesstimate looking at all my videos, but that's not even half the flights that I've done. You know, I couldn't even imagine. There's got to be tens of thousands of hours in there, at least. At least. Especially since I've gotten sick and I'm on oxygen. I pretty much don't go anywhere. So this is my entertainment. It's either this, I go out to the pool or jacuzzi, or TV. You know, I mean, I do have a 70 Challenger muscle car, you know, but you can only do so much driving at today's gas prices, you know, especially with a freaking 440 4-barrel carburetor sucking up that gas.
Center, good morning. Moving 4054 Hotel, 10,500.
Goody, 4054 Hotel.
Oh yeah, I was looking at the at that airport earlier today when I was putting this together. Oh yeah, the brakes will be on max. Yeah, that's 6,100 foot runway, I believe it is. We're coming in at 139, 140 odd knots on the way in on this ride. So yeah, this is going to be max brake setup, no doubt about it. Man, we're closing the gap. We're under 300 miles to top of descent. Just about 400 to go. And we are an hour and 28 minutes from entering the runway. An hour and 36 minutes from the gate. And it's been a great ride. I think the only issue was a couple of the weather updates that look like happened along the way. That's up to date. And that up to date, that's actually in range now. And in ECDAP, we should have 10.6. We're at 10.7 on the fuel. I definitely have more hours in this sim than I do in the real world. There's no doubt about that.
Good morning, 781 side of the PMDG. 781. 420, outside center 132.36.
Well, we have on the back end. Take a look here real quick. What do we have on the back end? And we've got runway 2 on the back end, and we're pretty much coming straight in. I don't know the area all that much. So if you know how runway 2 is situated from that airport, I'm basically going to be coming in straight in for the most part because we're coming from the south. Thanks, Arthur, man. I'm glad you joined me. I always enjoy the company, my friend. We still have a bit of ways to go. We're just over 400 miles. And I think I'm going to go out. I'm going to grab a drink right now because everything is pretty smooth. And the next waypoint is a bit of ways out. And let's get rid of you. Let's get rid of you. And the excess data is gone. And we're going to 50. So we got 173 miles to the next waypoint. Everything's looking pretty good. So I'm going to go grab a drink and I'll be back in just a bit, man. Yeah, it might be Jackson. I'm not sure the area. I don't know at all. I'm going to get a drink. I'll be right back.
627, contact under 133.05. Opposite 641 traffic, over Mach 10 miles east, southwest 30 level 370.
We can take 350.
Roger, maintain level 350, level 5.
Maintain 350, 2760.
Southwest 1387, contact Albuquerque Center 132.8. 33.
Albuquerque Center 0773. Mike Golf 11,000 request.
2773, Mike Golf, Albuquerque Center, Roger. Yeah, pick up into 3018, go ahead.
3018, what would like to do if you are approaching into Socorro with the full message return?
773, Mike Golf, Emma. Mike Golf, you have all the current weather notes for Coral Airport?
Affirmative. Definite weather.
Second 2437, Big Mach. 2437, maintain Mach 0.700, get it safe.
Albuquerque Center 0773. Mike Golf 11,000 request.
773, Mike Golf, Albuquerque Center, Roger. Yeah, pick up into 3018, go ahead.
3018, what would like to do if you are approaching into Socorro with the full message return?
773, Mike Golf, Emma. Mike Golf, you have all the current weather notes for Coral Airport?
Affirmative. Definite weather.
November 773, Mike Golf, are you doing a practice approach or are you doing a full stop in the Coral?
That'll be a practice approach with the mist and back IFR to double eagle.
773, Mike Golf, Roger, maintain 11,000 for Coral VOR. You want to clear to be on that runway 33 approach in Coral Airport and do the full procedure turn and then the mist approach as published.
Okay, Mike Golf, actually like the VOR approach over VOR.
Mike Golf, Roger that, stand by, sir.
Hey, no worries.
In November 3, Mike Golf, and cross Colorado about 10,000, sir, VOR, DME Alpha, approach Coral Airport, next to the mist approach as published.
All right, cross out of Nova, 10,000 feet over VOR, we clear the VOR approach, and we'll talk to this approach to Mike Golf.
Anyone with 3 Mike Golf radar service is plastic. US still radar contact touchdown. Our change of measure frequency is approved, and like I said, just contact me on the way out.
Alright, we'll contact you on the way out. 3 Mike Golf.
27.6, contact center 132.8. 132.8, American 176. Ticket 27.6, contact center 132.8. 132.8, American 176. American 1634, just going to maintain level 360. 360, American 1634. 456, contact center 133.05.
3305, 7456.
Okay, 2765, traffic over Farmville, Airmont West Center, about total 360.
Traffic in Sacramento, 176.
UPS 734, traffic 11 o'clock, 5 miles, 1 Center, about total 350. Contact center 133.05.
3051, right?
451, contact center 132.8.
RQ8, that is 451 connect.
Morning Center, Mooney 252 Romeo Delta, VFR at 14000.
9252 Romeo Hotel, altimeter is 3020.
Alright, 020, question for you. Got restricted 2515 up ahead down the road here. What is it? No, if it's active or not.
It's not, I believe it is. And what was the number again?
R2515, so Romeo 2515.
Yeah, I don't even see anyone active today, so let's pretty good for you.
Great, thanks a lot.
Southwest 1363, contact center on 127. 2767, get 8, Southwest 1363. Significant, we need to leave you at top 390 for a little while, that's one of the 43 miles.
We'll hang out at 390 for now. Center says it's 650, chance correct me, huh?
Then that's 650, there's the road,
Just 650 direct road.
Southwest 1005, contact center on 12845, 2845. 2845. There's 3 Mike off, contact approach on 123.9.
123.9 there, thanks for your help. 3 Mike Golf.
Wingspan 2, across 20,000 off south, that's 5,200 bucks, and that's maintained, about 13,000, off quick cut number 2020.
Okay, 25 miles south of Big Q, 13,000, 2020.
Number 914 Golf, contact center 133.05. 33.05.
Yeah, it looks like that stutter is gone. It must have been FS Realistic doing it. Be able to tell when we get a little closer, but it looks like it's gone. Which is alright by me. think we're in range here. And 51. 333 to go. 182 to top of descent. We're closing the gap.
With the 3580 contact center 133.05.
133.05. Yeah, that map really isn't showing much of anything, is it? I don't think the front view is going to show much either.
I
think that's enough air. It's another great ride. And if I got that little flicker fixed that easy, that would be even better.
Southwest 314, contract center 127.67.
Not bad, although it is starting to fill up a little bit. The clouds are building up. And now we have a 34 knot tailwind just about. Helping a little bit. Yeah, that stutter is gone. Nice. That should be just about in range. NTS 87, we're at 94. Yeah, Southampton to Bergen, yeah. Yeah, take a look. Yeah, take a look at that flight once I get done. And we're under 300 miles to go. Is that the flight going into Bergen? That's what you're talking about, Black Knight? Oh, the Discord server, Galactic? It's on the Swan Sim. Unless you're looking for Discord, not Discord, for Device Interface Manager, which is the interface that I'm using for my hardware. If you're looking for that, I could put a link down in the bottom. Oh, that's the arrival into Southampton? Oh, okay. I'd have to go look up the code because that I don't know. I'd probably have to right click on the server and I think it would give me the number. That I would have to go check. And I haven't noticed any of that surging going on so far this entire ride, so looks like that's gone as well. In the air as well as on the ground. And that is great. And I wonder if I can kick my graphics up above Ultra, being that I have AGC working now. I'm going to have to take a look at that. There are a couple settings that can go up a little bit higher than Ultra, or more scenery. I might be able to try that slider up a little bit and see what happens. Be nice if I can run that full right. That would be amazing. Running 7 screens and 8 displays. Yeah, I'm still not all that swift about Discord. I don't know it all that well. That's definitely in range. We're coming up on 100 miles at top of descent. So, let's see if that map's going to be any good now. Oh, looks like it's frozen again. It's moving now. Let me bring that up. Have to keep an eye on that. Not sure why it freezes up like that. Oh, that's pretty cool. Are you old enough to remember them taking off and seeing them or no? Nice. That's good. If they're growing the airport, then business must be booming. Yeah, it looks like that's frozen for some reason. And if I bring that over it, see if it'll keep running. It's hard to tell. Oh yeah, it's starting to get real thick out there now. Oh yeah, it's building up. And what are we looking at the fuel? 8.8, and we're at 8.8. Fuel's looking good, and we're going to 355. Wow, look at that. That looks wicked. Definitely looks like there's a couple of layers down there too. Oh yeah. Eastern Airlines, really? Wow. It's interesting, that map seems like it locks up. I wonder if I can move that back to the other side and then maybe keep it running. Because now it's there. I'm going to move that to the other monitor. I'll be right back. I'll see if it's going to keep running. That display is back on the main computer, so and it looks like it's still running. I guess I can't bring it behind the monitor and move it over here. So it looks like I have to set it up and just leave it on the computer. It's monitor back there, which means I won't be able to do any adjustments to it. That's pretty wild. Don't think I've ever seen a Spitfire in real life. You know, up close. Be nice to be near one of those, and when they're cranking them up, feel the ground rumbling underneath your feet. And Ren, what do we got coming up here? 8.2, we're at 8.5, and we've got 52 miles at top of descent, and just over 200 to go. Oh yeah, we're getting a nice white blanket now. Looks like it's clean underneath though. Right now anyway. But she's definitely building up. Is it still raining in Southampton? And how about we take a look at the back end. That's it. By thread, middle, actual descent clearance will be directed by ATC. Okay. 24, you said, yeah. And thread and they do 7. Max of 210. Very good.
Delta Hotel November, we have Morico traffic for 7105, report country 0 Morico Marshall. Set. And that is set. That's all looking pretty good. What do we got? Just about 20 miles top of descent. Oh, they've been on the whole time. Oops. I put them on when we had that weather disturbance and never turned them back off. Well, they're on now. And that's going to... Oh, wrong one.
change level 120, Foxtrot.
Oh, I forgot they're connected. I connected them again. I don't have to do that anymore. Alright, good. We're good there. We're good here. We're good there. And we are good. When do we show up here? Add thread. And we're good all the way down. Only restriction we have is 7. Yes, and then 25. Right. And 3. Right. Yeah, straight out and 3,000. Okay. We got 157 miles to go. Scattered. Yeah, right now it's minus 20 right now. So once we get into the, yeah. And we're on our way down. And that's 2 hours and 1 minute from the runway and 2 hours and 9 minutes from the gate. And we're 150 miles out. It's been a pretty cool ride. Okay, that's up. Beautiful. Nicely done. Let's see, I don't know if that's going to be the better view, looking out the front as we pass through these clouds. Not sure. Yeah, what are we looking at now on the way down here? Flaps 30, 139, flaps 40, 132. Man, look at this blanket. There isn't much peekaboo out there at all. There's like 1 or 2 openings. And that's it. And let me have that chart back. That's in range, 5.9. And Apollo, we should have 7.8. We're at 7.9 on the fuel, so we're looking pretty good. Well, we get a little air here before we get in. Gonna get a little warm in here.
Traffic coming up here, 9 little southwest, 1400 inbound, west direction, rail.
54 knot wind pushing us right now.
Traffic continuing over 5 for Bravo, 6 miles, the field, 3500, on base for runway 19, 15
And the fuel is right on the money, 70.
Traffic continuing over 5 for Bravo, on a 3-mile left base for runway 19.
A little bit open up here on the right. Tell you, the layers of clouds look pretty cool. There's at least 3 layers I see here. At least.
11 miles, 5,500 for landing. We'll enter the pattern on the 45 for landing. Runway 19. Traffic is 75, and the 45. About to turn left. Runway 19, full stop.
Well, one thing's for sure either way. We're going to be pulling them out of their seats a little bit on the slowdown. That's in range.
Now, man, I'll slow her down. Someday I'm going to go up.
Rather nice ride. Bit long for my back, but only good thing is I can get up, walk, stretch around, grab a drink every now and then. It's the one good thing. Radio just died here. Okay. I'll try when we get a little closer.
Right on 507,
Now, what do we have here? Yeah, we do 40. We're coming in at 131. That looks great. And I know that camera's not doing it justice, that one that's up here, because that view is, I don't even know if it does 60 hertz. I should pick up another one and replace it. They're cheap enough. And we're under 100 miles. We got 95 miles to go.
About 60 miles out of that arrival chart. And the clouds just look amazing, man. Man, this is a great view. Oh, look at the rainbow. I guess they had rain here not that long ago. Well, it's fading out already. It's gone. That was quick. But I'll tell you, with all these clouds, I'm not noticing any stutters. That's big because these screens are loaded up with stuff. There's a little flicker there on the turn. 349. Yeah, it's looking a little gruesome down there. Starting to darken up. It is an amazing view, though. Oh, now we got a rainbow on the right side. I don't know if you can pick that up on the camera. Oh, looks like it stretches all the way across. Very lightly, you can see it here, and then it fades out. Man, these are some wicked-looking clouds, man. Man. Haven't picked up any rain yet. That's standard. 18. Let's see. Air bleed panel set to auto. And pressurization panel land altitude is in. Passenger signs are on. Flight instruments and radios are set. Local QNH is in. Recall. And landing data VREF minimums are done. Right now we're at -6. Yeah, you guys are starting to get a little bit of rain. Yeah, it's getting a little dark up in here. No rain yet, though. Man, this is pretty ugly out there. The winds are dying down, though. They're down to 27 now. I think that's enough air. There is nothing to see below these clouds at all.
Oh, really? Yeah, snow? Yeah, that would be interesting. I wouldn't mind to see some snow. We're inbound Vixen 005. Oh, by all means, Eric. By all means. Wow, this is some wild looking weather, man. Not getting any rain though. But the clouds just look awesome. And we're in the plus now for the temperature. So we're doing pretty good. 6 knot crosswind, not bad. Not bad, I'll take that. And as bad as it is out here right now, I'm not seeing any stutters at all. This is looking nice and smooth. And that's the clouds on Ultra too, so that is fantastic. It should be the same as it is here, Swan Sim. And 16. That we get set up here. We're coming up on 10 soon. And about 20 miles we should be on that chart here. Yeah, we're not picking up any rain. And right now, temperature's just about 7 plus, so pretty good. Oh, really? Well, let me move that up. So we have a view of the whole setup there. All right, so we're slowing at 210 now. And you want some drag? We'll give you some drag. And that's 10,000. And crank you up, baby. Exterior lights are set. Engine start select is the continuous. EFIS panel terrain is set. What are we looking at? Temperature's looking pretty good. Not picking up any rain though. And we're on our way down to 7,000. Some wicked looking clouds out there. I'm surprised I haven't seen any rain though. There's been rain in the area, so I haven't seen any. May get lucky. Oh, we breaking through here. Yeah, it looks like we're breaking through. Yeah, we may have a nice view on the way in. It's that weather that was over the airport earlier has moved its way out a little bit. We're at 8,100 on our way down to 7. Oh, that opened up nicely. That opened up nicely.
you in range. No tower. And at thread, we should have 7.3 on the fuel. We're at 7.3, so we're looking good. We should have 7 by the time we get in Southampton, so fuel is not going to be a problem. And we're on that chart now. You should be picking us up soon. I can go a little bit lower on mine than you can here because of the settings. There we are. Now we're on that chart. And okay. And we're looking at 24. And we're 28 miles out. And we're at 7.
5 Mike Romeo, cross represent position, 9 proceed direct.
210 knots. Nicely done. And just a little bit of speed brake on the way down. Not bad. The view is a lot better than I thought it was going to be. There's another rainbow. I didn't think we were going to see much on the way in. From what I was seeing. That's 2.5 hours from the gate. I'm surprised that's not on. You on? Here we go. Max 210. How about we start slowing up and enjoy this ride? I'm going to go back and check this video and see if I have any surging or any bad flickers going on, but I really haven't noticed much since straightening out that FS realistic stuff. And give me 5. And that takes care of that. And then we're holding at 3 and we're going straight out on a mist, 019. Very good. Beautiful view. Beautiful view. A little break here. See, we're good right there. Give me 10.
take a look at that. I got the runway. That's going at 19. My throttle. My bird. Yeah. That's going back to 3. 15. This is a beautiful view. Slow all the way down. It's already reset, Johnny. I'm on it. What did I put in here? 40. Go right to 40. So at 131 here. We're at 131. So we've got lights, engine start selectors, flaps, landing gear, speed brake, auto brake. They've been notified and we are good. Oh, what a great view. Look at that. Oh, look at all the cruise ships. Yeah, we got a 10-knot crosswind. Probably could have come in the back way too. Another amazing ride. There was a little flicker there. Other than that, that's been pretty smooth. Yep, now we're down to 6-knot crosswind. I think you said it was 5. Pretty much right on the money.
Approaching decision plane. 500 decision plane.
Landing.
400. 300.
Pathfinder 12 to wind 190, 20 up to 27. Clear touch and go.
200.
Clear go 14, Pathfinder 12.
Beautiful view. Man, the trees look great.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Ooh, get that down, Johnny. Get that down. Ooh, wow, that was wicked. I wasn't expecting that. That was a nice mellow ride the whole way in. I was not expecting that. Holy moly! That was bad. I may run that flight again. Oh, I may come into this airport again, that's for sure. Wow, that was bad. That was very bad.
Pathfinder 1-2, you'll be number 2 this time, following a 737 about 9 miles an hour. Clark, shut up to you, Pathfinder 1-2. Westjet 248, power, the wind is 180, 17 got to 26, clear the land runway 14.
We almost flipped.
Clear land 14 wind at 248. Pathfinder 1-2, advise 737 in section. Traffic, Pathfinder 1-2.
That's it, that's it. You're set. And
Pathfinder 1-2 tower, the wind is 180, 20 gusting 28, cleared low approach.
that was a great ride, except for the landing.
Pathfinder 1-2, the quarter level.
And she's nice and smooth. I think I may kick the graphics up a little bit and see what I can get away with. Maybe I can punch them up a little bit more. A little bit above ultra. Bring that slider from 200 maybe to 300. Maybe see if we can push it to 400, but I doubt it. We're up. So that's 2 hours and 32 minutes runway to runway. 2 hours and 40 minutes from the gate right now. Give me a minute on that clock. Pick a gate, any gate. Oh, we got a marshal right there. That's where we're going, right there. I hope you enjoyed that ride, except for the landing, but I think my monitor alignment is pretty good now too. Give me that. And we can kill you. Working on it, Louis. Working on it. And, oh, how was that on? Anti-collision off. You're off. That was weird. And menu function. Ground services. Give me chocks. Ground power. Chocks are in. And you're standby. We have ground power yet? Ground power. Very good. Ground air. And I need some stairs too here. Okay. And you are going to you and off. You're off and you're off already. Alright, electrical power, APO ground, we're on ground. Bleed air, we're on unconditioned air. Fuel levers to cut off, anti-collision light is off. Passenger signs are off, fuel pump switches are off, electrical panel check set, galley power is off, window heat switches are off, hydraulic pump switches, oops, off.
Exterior lights is needed. We've got, don't need logo light. Daytime. Exterior lights. Okay, flight director switches are off. Chocks in position. The brakes are off, and that's pretty much it. Well, for all of you that joined me today, I hope you had fun. I had a blast. It was a pretty good ride. A little long for me in my back, but not a bad ride. All in all, I can feel my voice is going already. And this might be the first time I've ever come into Southampton, believe it or not, in all the years I've been simming. So that was a nice ride. I may try and run that again. That 6-knot wind, I'm surprised I got picked up like that. I'm going to run that again, though. No doubt about it. Oh, that should be stopped, too. That clock, 2 hours, 44 minutes. Not too bad. All right, everybody that joined me, Black Knight and Greg and Jackson. Who else was here? Eric. Who else? Who'd I miss? A whole bunch of people here today. I hope you enjoyed the ride. Galactic and Ted was here also. Arthur. Always a pleasure having company on these rides. No doubt about it. So with that, I'll see what I'm going to do on my next run. I don't know yet. We'll take a look. I may run that from Southampton on out to Norway. We'll see. But my voice is going already. I can feel it. So I'll catch you on my next run, everybody. Take care.
That's